Testing, testing. Test, 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 test. a new training ground, and they've got some new faces here in the lineup. Let's get a chance to take a look at some of the new faces as well as some of the prominent ones that you're going to be seeing all year long. Dobro večer, good evening everyone, and welcome to beautiful southwest Slovenia, the home of NK TABOR SEŽANA. Tonight, we've got a clash between two incredible football clubs with really high expectations. Last year, both of these teams just missed out on promotion, and this year are aiming for the top flight. For Tabor, it's a story of resurgence. 2 years ago, they were fighting relegation out of the second division and had a really good second half of the season to ensure that they stay in that second division. Last year, they finished fifth after pushing the top for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. There were a couple weeks even they were in that first spot. They spent a lot of time in the second and third towards the end of the season, dropped out, and got eliminated from the promotion race. At that point, they wind up making a decision to take a look at some young players and figure out where they're moving in the future. So there's a couple of games that they dropped towards the end to push them to fifth. But as Coach Rad will tell you, didn't matter if they were third or if they were fifth, because neither were promotion spots, but it gave them a good look for this year. Coach, coming into the season, a lot of expectations. How are you managing those expectations?
Well, we've come a long way from when we started. We were at the bottom of the league less than 2 years ago, and we've improved a lot of bit by bit, and I think things became quite naturally for us to grow and to improve our mindset and our performance on the pitch as well. We've built a very good team as well with very good experienced players. So I think the expectations are logical, considering what kind of a squad we have and what performance we had last season as well.
Yeah, so you talk about, kind of the improvements that have gone on. Boy, not only are we talking about new players, we're talking about a new practice facility, we're talking about a new game setup with lights. How does all of that kind of infuse excitement and maybe make some of the longer months a little bit more enjoyable?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, we improved on every possible level with players, with the staff, with the facilities, with the whole working process in general. So it makes things easier, of course, and it helps us to realize our maximum potential, which is good.
Last year, so a great year and finishing fifth in the league, and that was really with a couple of games that knew that it was done before the end of the year. Was that kind of the stepping stone that you're looking for, or was that maybe ahead of schedule? How do you view last year as it relates to trying to advance this year?
Well, we need to learn from our mistakes from last year. We were very close to get to the top. Then in the last few weeks, when we saw that we're kind of out of the race, we had to think about next season and what we can use, which players, to give the opportunities to some young players as well, to see can they cope the pressure, can they perform. It was useful for us. Whether we would have finished third or fifth doesn't really matter if it doesn't get to the target that we had in the beginning of the season. But I think that helped us learning from those past mistakes to grow and to become better. So hopefully we're better prepared now this season.
Yeah. Going into the off season, we've seen a lot of roster changes, a lot of really positive roster changes, and that's kind of part of football. As you're going into the season, what was some of the things you were talking to Davor and Linden and saying, hey, we'd really like to be able to improve here if we're going to make a push into the first division?
First and most important, yes, we did a lot of changes, but we kept the core as well. So we kept the players that we wanted to keep. A couple of them progressed to a higher level, for which we're happy, because the idea of the project is to develop players and to send them to a higher level. We needed more experience because we had a lot of young players, but only with young players we saw that it's not the right formula to win the league. So we needed to expand the experience a little bit to bring not only experience but quality as well. We brought some fantastic characters that has won the league before or won leagues elsewhere outside of Slovenia. So I think that mixture now of exciting young quality players and experienced ones as well is the right formula for us to attack the title.
So just 3 games into this season to this point, two league matches, 1 cup match. What has been a pleasant surprise so far?
I think the chemistry. We knew that we're bringing players with solid characters, but I'm surprised how quickly they got each other to to create that unity, that togetherness, which is important for us because we kind of lacked it last season, and the team's atmosphere is perfect. So this really surprised me and amazes me how dedicated everyone is for the common goal.
What is, coming into what is a pretty big game? I think in the span of a whole season, we may look back on this, maybe it feels big, maybe it doesn't, but just going into the game on Sunday, what was one thing you really hope to see from your team?
Just want to see them enjoying it, because we have the quality, with all the respect to the opponent, which is one of the biggest clubs in not only in second league but in Slovenia in general with their history. But I think the atmosphere would be quite fantastic with the lights, with the people coming over. So I just want to see them enjoying it, because this is what we want to do in the future, to have these games week in, week out. And if we're not able to enjoy it, then what's the point?
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gorica continues to show why they are a top team in all of Slovenia. 15 of the last 19 years, they've been in the first division here in Slovenia. In the second division during that time, they've never finished lower than third, and so they are aiming to be back in that first division before too much longer. So both of these teams with promotion hopes are going to clash tonight, and we're going to get a chance early on in the season to see this. But look, it's not just an early season clash. These two teams are separated by only 15 kilometers. It's a 20-minute drive, or if you talk to the locals, about a 40-minute drive, depending on the traffic. And so this is an opportunity for these two teams as they come together. It is always a difficult game. It's a physical game. Last year, they drew both games, so they're both very hungry to come out with 3 points today. Hey, speaking of trying to find 3 points, Tabor have really retooled. They've got a new pitch, they've got new lights, they've got a new training ground, and they've got some new faces here in the lineup. Let's get a chance to take a look at some of the new faces as well as some of the prominent ones that you're going to be seeing all year long. Starting with the defense, 2 major additions. First, Jarosz Koren joins Tabor with over 15 years of top division experience. Most of that are right here in Slovenia, but also stretching to a championship run in Poland's top flight division. At 1.8 meters or 6'2", Koren not only brings size to the back line, he also brings a wealth of experience to try to take Tabor to new heights. Next to him is going to be Ades Hodzic, arriving from Gorica, so he knows tonight's opponent well. He's quick, reliable, and brings stability to the right side of the defense. An experienced defender with proven leadership and a high level of play make Hodzic a valuable addition to this year's squad. Together, these two give Tabor a much more secure foundation as they try to head into the future. So let's take a look at the man on the other side of the field from Hodzic, Mateusz Medic Slacic. He's the type of player that covers every blade of grass, defending when he can, but always looking to push forward into the attack. He's got pace and energy that are going to stretch the game, and he's going to be an important part in connecting defense to attack. His season last year drew several looks from the first division, and Tabor are hoping to send him there while he's still wearing a red and black. In midfield, the key man is a newcomer but a familiar face. Leon Sever returns to Sežana after a spell abroad, most recently in Israel. In his first stint at Tabor, he was a key playmaker, racking up 21 goals and 12 assists in 125 appearances. He'll be counted on again to drive the attack and solidify the midfield. Tabor's attack is led by a combination of youth and experience and is full of quality. Dino Stancic offers movement and creativity, scoring amazing goals, finding open spaces, and pulling defenders out of his position with movement off the ball. He's a local product wearing the captain's armband. Last year, he totaled 7 goals and 4 assists, and Tabor is going to lean on him even more this year, not just for his production, but also for his leadership on the pitch. Federico Rose is 21 and is a natural finisher in the box, using his body to wall off defenders with natural instincts and a never-ending engine. He's got a feel for the back of the net, both in the air and on runs deep into the box. Give him even half a chance, and he can make it count. A long injury sidelined him coming out of the winter break last year and slowed down his production, but he still finished with 6 goals and 9 assists, making him a go-to for the Tabor attack. Stepping into the midfield as well is going to be Krasimir Todorov. Todorov, with his movement both on and off the ball, makes life miserable for defenders. He's going to be looking for some small spaces, trying to find some openings to put a ball into the back of the net. Keenan Carroll also going to join on the wing. Carroll wasn't with the team a couple of weeks ago as he was here on loan last year and now has decided to join on a permanent basis with Tabor. So you're going to have Stančić, Rose, Carroll, and Todorov looking to try to put a couple of goals in the back of the net early on. Remember the setting. This is a historic night here as they're going to turn on the lights for the very first time and play the first ever night game here in Sežana. A lot of these players have never even played a professional game under the lights before, and so they're going to get their opportunities. We talked to Federico Rose earlier on this week, and that's exactly, he's never played a professional game under the lights. This is going to be his chance.
And I think that's what everyone's looking for. And under the lights is going to be my first time playing in professional football under the lights, and maybe for some others. So I think it'll be quite the experience along with the fans. I think there'll be a lot of people showing up. So
Absolutely.
One to value.
If something can go into the back of the net for Tabor early on, there is going to be a stadium full of people working behind them. It's going to be really difficult for Gorica to overcome. So this is a chance for the community to celebrate. This is a chance for Sežana to come out and bring fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, friends. You're going to see kids from all ages wearing Tabor jerseys because they are a part of the Tabor family in the youth clubs. You're going to see people that have played here before. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event. So this is a clash between two incredible teams. It's a historic night, and boy, what a night it is. Go Tabor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sežana here in beautiful southwest Slovenia as we have an incredible matchup under the lights for the very first time, as this is such a massive opportunity for this club, for everything that's going to be going on, as you get a chance to see the teams as they are shaking hands. Hey, we're going to give you the rundown of the lineups for you, starting off with the home Tabor in goal, Dennis Zariali. Urosh Karun is going to be in the back line. He's going to be followed by Nikolai Nechev. Adis Hodzic is new to the club from the visiting Gorica, so going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Mateusz Medic-Slacic running down the other side. Leon Sever, Stanislav Petkov, Krasimir Todorov going to be roaming in the midfield. Forwards are going to be Dino Stančić. He's your captain. Keenan Carroll is back permanently after being on loan. Good to see him in the lineup so early. They're going to use him in the crosses. And Federico Rose looking to try to put a ball in early on for Tabor. As Gorica, you can see Gorica coming in with a strong team, always with top ambitions. If you got a chance to watch the pregame, you see 19 years of the last 15, 15 of the last 19 years, they've been in the first division. And they've only finished as low as third last year in their time in the second division the last several years. So, boy, they are really expecting to try to be back to that top level in the first division, while Tabor reached there earlier in the I'm not going to say the decade, I guess the century, but they are at 2015 as now looking to make their way back with lots of additions. It's a great group of young and experience as these two teams getting ready to take the field on what is a historic night here in Sežana. Boy, good chance to take a look as down on the field right now. So an opportunity here to celebrate and be excited, as you've seen so much going on the last several days here in Sežana, as there was the Sežana Festival. It was beautiful being here yesterday, and now you've got the game. Boy, and what a great game this is going to be between these two teams with very high expectations. As we're just going to get the camera a little bit adjusted for you. And we're going to get underway here, as looks like Gorica is going to start off with possession. Hey, the stands in front of me are completely full, as also they're starting to fill in down on the end line as well. Get a chance to look behind the goal. When the camera goes that direction, you're going to see a whole bunch of people looking out over Dennis Zariali in goal. Zariali with 2 clean sheets already this season, looking to try to make it a third here. Tabor have 3 clean sheets, as he didn't play in their last cup game on Tuesday. They've got another cup game coming up this Tuesday, as an opportunity here to get started off right at about 7:48. You see the lights are on for the very first time, as everybody's booing, and I'm not entirely sure why. Kind of the fun part when you don't necessarily speak the language. You get a chance to enjoy whatever's going on. As, boy, lots of fans. You can see some Gorica blue. There's a rowdy crowd down there at the end with a Gorica flag in front of them. But, boy, a lot of red and white for Tabor. And we're going to get started off, as the ball's immediately going to go to the outside, out to Rene Prodanovic. And a lot of physicality. Expect that from this game. There's the captain, Dino Stančić. You see the red armband on. Tries to move it up. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication about who was going to go to the outside. And just going to move the ball through the middle now. Petkov steps in front. Todorov now to Sever. Sever, new in the lineup, but not a necessarily new face. He returns home to Sežana. Looking for big things out of him this year. Has had a little bit of an injury last year in his Israel League, and so starting to find his footing once again. As Gorica happy to play back a little bit, not trying to pressure too much at this point. Going to try and make Sežana run through with the ball. Going to go out here to Slacic, as each team just trying to get a little bit of their footing. Nechev's going to drop it all the way back. Zariali's just going to send it forward. Rose, it looks like they're going to call a foul on Rose. as Rose is bigger than what you may think he is. I was actually surprised when I interviewed him that he was several inches taller than me. I'm only 5'7", so several's not hard to reach to, but it was impressive nonetheless. He's a very physical player. Here comes Todorov. Boy, Todorov with an engine that just won't quit. Puts good pressure on as Stančić now with the ball to Rose. Todorov looking for somebody. Carroll's on the far side. Todorov going to come across. He's going to go right foot. Oh, boy, rejected right back at him. Nice defense right on the in line, as that's going to be Alan Korosec with a slide in. Takes the ball off the thigh. That's going to leave a bruise. Todorov launched that ball. Carroll now surrounded by a couple of defenders. He's just going to kick it off one of them, and that's going to be into touch, as now former Gorica product Adis Hodzic is going to throw it in and just going to get bounced around. Really tough on the throws down there. So close to the flag. Going to be another throw in here for Tabor. Hodzic once again with an opportunity to try and find a little bit of open space. Sever runs in, tries to get some area in, as that's going to be another throw in. They're just going to keep working it down the field. Hey, maybe if we can get one of these throw-ins to bounce off and go into a corner, we'd work it quick. But a nice move by Carroll to get out there quickly, gets it across. And, boy, Todorov trying to get out of the way, just a heat-seeking missile right at him. As Nechev is going to retreat the ball all the way back to Zeriali. You saw Uroš Koron in his first action of this game, the opportunity to head a ball backwards a little bit. Stančić, boy, getting grabbed from behind as they're going to call the foul. And a little bit of calm down from the official. Boy, just an absolutely beautiful night. As I'm hanging out here with my cameraman, Teen, you're going to hear me talking to him. Boy, a ball sent down, really nice run by Carroll into the box, but a good job by the keeper, Alan Yurtsa, as he comes out, reads that well, very decisive in his actions, and headed way down the field here is now trying to turn the ball around a little bit. Boy, a nice possession is going to roll it out, but Zeriali is going to get a chance to pick it up, as Tim Mateusz is a big man down on the front line for Gorica. Very similar to Rose. You can see he's going to use his body, wall off defenders. It's not all about just running as fast as you can down there. You got to have somebody that can hold the ball up and let people come to you. And boy, that is certainly what Mateusz and Rose do very well, as Goran's going to send it back to Zeriali now, and Zeriali is going to go down to Stančić. Stančić trying to drag a defender with him, does a good job, and boy, tries to go with kind of an awkward outside foot, gives the ball away. And Slajic now just trying to catch a little bit of a breather and knock the ball out. Throw in. That's going to be number 22, Rene Pranovic, as Slajic's going to knock it away. Nice job trying to attack a little bit, as you saw Nikola Nechev running forward. Boy, he was hoping to run all the way down. Nice job from Sever. Sever's going to find Stančić with a lot of room. Going to be an overlapping run, but a little bit of confusion right there. They're going to go all the way across to Carroll. Carroll just over his head, and they're going to wall him off as well. He does a good job keeping the ball in. They're going to force him to actually have to play a ball down to Koron, as he's going to knock it off, unable to corral it right at his feet. But slows everything down, as the entire team was down by the Gorica goal. So waiting for the throw in. Everyone's going to take a couple moments here, as I got to start the scoreboard for everybody here. And we are just now at 5 minutes. So I'm going to get the scoreboard up to date for everybody, as we are. Boy, a turnover deep in territory. Good job running that off by Hodzic. So Hodic's going to turn and just get the ball away. Chested by the Gorica coach. Kills it nicely right at his feet. Rolls over right over to Carroll. And we're going to get a throw in here as Gorica now slowly trying to move the ball down the field. Tabor's have had the ball quite a bit this just here early on in this half, just 5 minutes, 43 seconds into the half. And ball's going to go out, throw in to Tabor. As Tabor trying to take some of this early momentum. Carroll's going to give the ball off to Hodzic, and we're going to have Hodzic throw once again. As scoreboard up to date now, and with the ball back and forth here in midfield, they're going to drop it all the way back, and there's Todorov on the run again. Todorov is always going to put pressure on people. Nechev with a high header. Slachik's going to finish it off with a header back to Zariali, who's going to play it with his feet, give himself a couple options. He's going to move it forward to Uroš Karun. As once again, Gorica not pressing high just yet, allowing Tabor to take a few steps forward at a time, but really trying to keep the midfield compact, make it hard for them to get through the midfield. As Petkov trying to get the ball down to Slachik on a run, hit it right off the shoulder of Stancic. Kind of unfortunate timing there. As now a big header from Mateusz. And a really nice job walling off it. Boy, that was physical down there, as you're definitely going to see on the edges here with that physicality. Trying to get position, trying to get a corner. And Karun going to play it to the midfield. Goes for Rose. Rose goes up, loses the header, and second ball goes to Gorica, but a nice job. Rose getting a foot in. And wow, really good ball. Just couldn't quite get there in time was Slachik. And Stancic with a nice header. Stancic goes in fearless. Boy, as you saw Sebastian Leszczak goes for that high kick and right takes it right off his foot with the forehead. And once again, now moving into the midfield. Stops, brings it back around. Slachik's got to take it away. Boy, gets caught on the foot. Hey, and that's going to be a card early on in this game. And so there's Sebastian Leszczak with a card here just 8 minutes in. And, you know, there's a lot of things that are problematic with an early card, but especially when you're on that far side and you're having to battle against the speed and the veracity of Slachik. Slachik's going to be running up and down this field. He's going to wind up putting Leszczak in some dangerous situations, especially over here with the agility and the ability of Slachik and the wisdom of Stancic coming up underneath him. He may wind up getting caught in a couple of situations he doesn't want to be in, as probably going to see Tabor attack this side quite a bit, as long ball is going to be controlled by Nechev. Nice job with the foot, just down to Karun. Karun's looking for Stancic, as flag's going to go up early. And I'm going to bring it back to the 18. A nice run, though, and a really nice pass from Karun down into the box. Just a little bit mistimed. But just 9 minutes into this game, that's important to start testing those. See if you can find that connection early on. As Yurcha is going to just play it sideways. Todorov gets a foot on it, and the ball's going to get chested right to the middle of the field. No one really there at the moment from either team, so kind of had to run that ball down as it was slowly rolling, and going to get Sever on a foul as Sever was trying to get around, wrap that arm around the shoulder. As the Gorica group down in the corner. It's another cheer. Tabor just waiting for something to erupt about. Had the early attempt from Todorov that looked very promising. It just got rejected right at the last second from the central defender. Karun's going to send it down to Rose. Rose with a physical battle against Sin Kitek. As ball taken away, lost, and nice job from Sever. Sever getting that foot way up in the air to keep it in front of him. A little bit of back and forth here. As going to get the ball out towards the middle of the field, and a good job by Nechev. Nechev is not afraid to go forward. Well, he is brave when he starts heading that way. He goes back very fast, very athletic. He's one of the faster guys on this team. You can see how he's going to use it. Ball down into the corner, though. Good chance here for Gorica. They're going to go all the way across. One guy in the box. Zariali does a good job, and boy, it goes off of, was that Slachik that he went off of? Ball, or maybe Nechev kind of hit hip to hip. Ball goes down, hits hard, rolls away. Luckily, if you're wearing white, the ball bounced right to Slachik, who's able to clear it. What a dangerous play right there, and really nice job on the far side. I didn't get a number as he was running down. I'll try and get a number for you, let you know who that was. Got a dangerous ball into the box and had a couple of guys really in great position. And Gorica on the attack again. Now starting to get some numbers forward. Carroll's going to put a lot of pressure on, trying to wall him off. is Luka Barutza. Barutza does a good job avoiding Carroll. Carroll was coming hard. Barutza once again, but a good job by Sever. Sever trying to maintain some space right there in the midfield, not allow the ball to go through easily. Todorov's going to force a difficult ball as coming back from the other side, you can see a little bit of discussion about which way everybody thought he was going, and a little bit of frustration, actually. So good job from Tabor to maintain their shape, maintain the numbers around and behind the ball, as we're going to start once again just trying to slowly move the ball up. Again, Gorica really trying to compact. Everybody's basically within a step of the midfield circle. So their entire team is there looking for a run through. They're just trying to force Tabor to not allow some of the ways that they get through the midfield to happen. And Petkov trying to find maybe Stančić or Carroll. Looked like Stančić might have been pulling off back this direction. Carroll might have been pulling up for a pass towards him. Rose going to try to close in the keeper. Is the keeper now going to pick it up and roll it down to Alan Koreshek? Slačić with a stumble, and the ball is going to go out right in front of us. As a little confusion, like the referee initially said one direction, move the other. So a couple of players each thought they were supposed to be throwing the ball in. As anyone who watches the sport of football knows, when each player thinks they're going to be throwing the ball in, no one's happy when the other guy's throwing the ball in. The ball's going to get sent down to midfield. And now moving back towards the middle of the field, trying to drag a defender with him. Stančić and Petkov stay in front, force the ball go back behind that midfield stripe. As a nice job from Sever. Sever reads it, intercepts it, gets a long ball through to Rose. Rose with a great body shot, gets off of Koreshek. Now in a little bit of a problem with Carroll coming up behind him. They're going to drop it off to Sever. Sever's got some space to work. Looking, he's going to send a high ball, mishit just a little bit. And Gorica is going to have a chance to come back the other direction. Boy, dangerous and maybe a little too fine with it. Tried to allow the ball to get out in front and caught a little too much of a chunk of grass. For those of you that are golfers that are listening, you know that anytime you hit the grass before you hit the ball is never going to be a good situation. But Tabor with a good job in the midfield takes over once again. As you're starting to feel a little bit of the tension in the stadium. Everybody's kind of waiting for something good to happen. Long ball to Stančić. Stančić tries to play a back heel. Boy, a tough one, but maintains control. Rose with him. Here comes Slačić running down and around. He's got some space. Guys in the box. Ball goes across. Oh, boy, and a great job from Carroll sliding in, but an amazing job from the defender. Steps right in front. Thought that was going to be the first goal of the game. And now on the counterattack, good job from Petkov. Boy, Petkov closed down in a hurry, wins the ball back. Really good job. Looked like on defense that was going to be number 19, Christian Leszczak, as Leszczak got right in front of Carroll. So we had a couple of good opportunities from Todorov and Carroll, just blocked at the last second. As everybody was about to celebrate, including the guy with the microphone here. Yes, for those of you that are listening, I'm not exactly partial. I'm sitting here wearing a Tabor shirt, as this is a Tabor broadcast. So my friend, my cameraman and friend Teen here, he agrees with me. That's okay. As I'm sure anyone who found our broadcast through the Tabor, YouTube page is probably okay with that as well. And nice little flick on from Mateusz. And coming down through the middle, Sever goes to ground, but a good job getting around him, boy. And there's people in front. The flag's gonna stay down. Nice job by Zariali as Nechev tries to close him down. Zariali goes down to his left. Boy, as I was waiting on a flag that looked maybe a couple of steps in front, but obviously we'll give the official the benefit of the doubt. I think I've got a pretty good view, but we'll say that he's right on the line. As Tabor, though, a good job by Zariali. We're seeing the reactions. And a really good job by Nechev. Nechev closed him down and prevented the ball from really coming back towards the larger part of the goal. Only gave him one area to shoot from. Good job. You see the working between the defense and the keeper. Clean sheets are keeper stats, but really any keeper worth their salt will tell you it's not only about them. Nice job by Petkov. Petkov slides, gets a back heel. Slačić is going to pull the ball up and, boy, spinning around in a circle now. Gets the ball out to Petkov. as Alessandro Comita was causing some headaches for Slotchek. He couldn't get Comita to commit one way or the other, and so I had to back the ball off. Hojic trying to get the ball to Carroll, and boy, now Hojic's going to wind up catching a Goritza player. Looks like that's going to be number 10. Andrea Drio gets caught, goes down quickly, but up and easily. Drio was the one, I told you I'd get his name. It's been about 5 minutes now, but Drio was the one who ran the ball down to the flag, got a great cross in. So Hojic and Drio, that's going to be a great matchup as we go through the rest of this game. Boy, a ball down the side. Petkov does a good job catching up. Couple of steps over. Stanchich steps in front. Really great job from Stanchich. Stanchich giving up about 6 inches there, but so solid. Todorov to Carroll. Carroll now on the run as, boy, he's going to get caught right on the back. Oh, they're going to wave it off and say nothing, say stand up. Boy, that was tough. It's a nice job. Once again, another great defensive play by Christian Leschak. We hadn't called his name too much, and then all of a sudden he's right in the middle of everything. Seeing Tabor starting to look dangerous. And a little bit more dangerous with each possession. See if they can find a way to get a ball into the back of the net. But some great through balls to this point. Yeah, as a foul is going to give us a free kick here for Goritza. And they're just going to start it down the side, switch the ball to the other side of the field. They've had some success, more success than not on the right side. Probably the best chance comes from the left side, but often to the right side as they're avoiding Hojic. And a throw in now for Goritza. Ball's going to go back. They're going to bring it all the way back to the line. The center mids now. There's Rose. Rose trying to run him down. As a 3-man game, just having to back it off. So Rose going to walk back to his position, catch his breath after a hard run. Stanchich now has to wind up dropping into defense. Rotation, bringing across. They're going to go, boy, it looks like they're going to try and get I started to see the wing at the top start to move forward. Wonder if they were going to go with the long ball. He's going to get cut off by Hojic as, boy, a couple of feet collide. Ball just goes away a little bit. Severdale, there's a lot of runners as Carroll goes forward to Rose. Rose in a physical battle. Now Carroll takes over. Ball goes to Todorov, and Stanchic's going to left foot it and just over the bar. Boys, that was a good-looking shot. You had a good view from the camera angle as Stanchich was right in our foot. Goes from the left foot as Todorov was able to find from Carroll to Rose, and then Carroll recovered the free ball. Todorov and Stanchich. Teen, if something good doesn't happen, I'm going to need to sit down for a little bit. Good, thank goodness I wasn't drinking coffee earlier. Alan Yurtz going to send the ball forward. Not going to play it short once again. As, boy, a couple of big men right there in Nechev and Marush colliding. Goritza come away with the ball. They're going to have to drop it all the way back to the midfield stripe. They're just going to send a softball forward in the air, try to win the second ball. They do. And goes across to the right side now. Boy, and collision right there as Stanchich. Oh, boy. Stanchich was running forward trying to catch up to his defensive responsibility, and cutting across was Comita. Comita, as he cuts across, inadvertent contact, but unfortunately Stanchich down and in pain as he's going to take a couple moments. No need for the trainer. I think most people who have played sports know what's going on right now. And Stanchich, thankfully, back up, running down to what is going to be a dangerous ball in. As it's going to be Ketek and Drio stand over the ball. Ketek's going to take it, though. He's going to send a ball. It's going to be a low rocket. Carroll does a good job getting up out around the arch and makes the ball retreat. They're going to retreat it all the way back to the center mids. And here comes Todorov with Todorov with a great job, forces a kick out of into touch, and a nice job from Todorov. We're seeing a lot of running early on from the forwards for Tabor. I think that might pay off eventually, as Tabor on Tuesday had a cup game. We're able to play a couple of different faces, though. So maybe some fresh legs, but not only fresh legs, but you got some guys that have a lot of experience now from that previous game. It's Petkov trying to find Stančić on the run, just a little bit low, sent back off of the forehead of the defender. That's going to be Prodanovic. And the ball moves to the outside now. Hodzic and Carroll are going to come together on defense. Hodzic does a good job getting in. Sever is going to be able to send the ball away. Tries to find Rose just a little bit long as Rose trying to get in there. Todorov goes up with the head and just right off the top of his head. Now, boy, a nice opportunity here. Is really good move back to the inside. And now back to the outside for Lesiak. Lesiak trying to do a couple of step overs, trying to get defense moving. Sever's going to send it to Stančić. Stančić now just trying to run a little bit. He's got Rose in front of him. Todorov with some space. Carroll's going to join him. They're going to underlap here as he's going to come back to Stančić. Stančić sends it to Carroll. Carroll's just barely not going to get there in time as ball that touched just a little bit heavy. And that's going to be Alan Koroshek. Boy, as another exciting attack. And at this point, seems like every time Tabor touches the ball, something good is happening. Would love for something really good to happen here in a moment as Karun goes way up, wins the header, but ball goes into touch and towards the Tabor bench. So everybody's going to reset once again as Gorica spreads way out. Now moving a little bit more compact. Everyone is on the far side of the field. And another throw in. So Gorica happy with just moving the ball down a little bit at a time. As a deke to the far side to get Rose off that. Try to get a long throw in here. Ball's going to go off the head. And we get an offside. So offsides flag. I was wondering, everybody was pointing down to this side of the field. I thought it was a weird place to be pointing, but an offsides flag. And so we'll play it here with Nechev coming forward. Nechev is going to go to Slachik. Everybody's catching up to this side of the field. Slachik looking down, goes to Petkov. As Petkov, Stančić is going to have to maintain a little bit. Tries to get a quick ball in from the left foot. Ball slides to the middle. There's nobody there. Boy, unfortunately, Sever sends the ball back to Petkov. Petkov, boy, gets two arms wrapped around it, but they say, go ahead. I'll tell you, I think I'd prefer to have the kick there than the continuation as the ball's moving away from the goal. Petkov gets the ball across with the left foot, but Rose was moving to the backside, not the front side of the defender. As offsides call, and Gorica now. I was about to say, I thought the offsides came on Rose down right by the 6. Even, boy, it felt like even further than that. It's all right. Penalty distance has a tendency to be relative in the game of football. Just like speed limits for those of you that drive. Sever now, the nice read comes up. Boy, catches a shoulder in the back, though. Kick goes away, and Gorica now with an opportunity. Gorica with an underlapping run, but just switches positions here. So they're going to switch back in just a moment as they drop all the way back to the keeper. And Gorica hanging out with the ball, looking for an opportunity and going forward. It's going to be Karun and Mateusz as Karun comes away with it. Well, there's a couple of large men right there. Carroll trying to get away. Boy, Carroll had to take a quick step over as the ball's going away. Todorov right there, though, on the ricochet, and it's going to be a throw in to Tabor. Boy, Carroll finding some space here. As they're going to move the throw in back. Hodzic now surveying the field for the throw. And Sever to Karun. Nechev is going to go back to Zariali. Don't panic. Camera went black. It's okay, though. We were prepared. As Karun back and forth again. Nechev. Now the two center backs pretty much near the midline, though. Rose goes up and loses the header. Header won by, I believe that's Alan Koroshek. And we'll start once again. Boy, nice takeaway from Sever, though. Sever trying to find Rose. Boy, nice reaction on the defenses. Good job from Sever. Nice vision. Carroll tries to close down Stancic now. Trying to play a really high press, a little bit of a different style here. Tabor really trying to force it difficult out of the back, as trying to make this Goritsa team have to play the ball long, not allow it to go through the midfield. And a throw in to Goritsa. As taking a little bit of a walk down the line. I think even the NBA might call that a travel at some point. As Slachik now. Boy, Slachik takes the ball to the back, and they're going to call a foul here. As Slachik getting beat up here. Slachik has already had one yellow card against him, and then now another ball, another step down on the foot. A little bit of a limp as Petkov having a conversation with the referee. Referee telling him he's going to wait for the whistle here. And we'll start play once again. Just under 20 minutes left to go in this half. As, boy, Todorov tries to get it. White ball's a rocket. Todorov just couldn't quite get it under control in time. Sidestep around Petkov, and Komita heading down the side. He's going to pull up. He gets Stancic right in his face, though. Good job by Stancic. Stancic trying to run down the side as ball was taken away from him, but it rolls out just slowly out of over the line. And Rose goes right back to Slachik. Slachik goes to Petkov, and now Slachik gets stepped on again. Boy, and they're going to turn it around to the other side, I guess. As he got stepped on, I think they're going to call that inadvertent. And the ball rolls into touch, so throw in for Goritsa. And Tabor takes the ball away, doing a good job here, especially these tight windows. Petkov to Todorov. Todorov, a little bit of space. He's going to hit it long to Hojic. Hojic just running forward. Got a great ball in. Tries to go for goal and just gets a little too far under it. Ball goes up and over. First time that we've actually seen Hojic get involved in the attack, though. One of the things that Hojic is known for and really, really great at, getting down that right side and creating a lot of problems for defense. Very good job from Todorov to see what was developing. And I think the more that we see Hojic involved in those plays, the better it's going to be for the Tabor offense. Boy, that ball's going to be difficult as a slow roller. Stancic put a lot of pressure there. I don't think the keeper kicked it just as hard as he thought he wanted to. Slachik tries to go quick with the throw defense, but boy, getting caught in the corner. Slachik now takes the ball away and has an opportunity. He's going to turn, trying to get on that left foot. And Cross is going to come in off the left foot. Rose controls. He's going to wall off a defender, waiting for a little bit of help. Here comes Petkov. Petkov goes right foot. Bouncer one hopper right in front of Yursa. And a good job as Yurtsa's sure-handed. But Tabor being very aggressive, getting a lot of balls towards goal here. As the ball's just going to be punted way downfield. And misplayed by everybody. Now Petkov's just going to kick it as high in the air as he can. Sever goes up. And won, though, by Leshiak. So Sever wins the ball back, though. Carroll now. Carroll on the run to Todorov. Todorov trying to cut across. And, boy, spinning around on the ground defensively to prevent Todorov from being able to get there. He did a good job getting a foot out on the defensive end. Boy, I believe that's Ketek. Ketek did a good job stopping a very dangerous attack. But again, Tabor off and running, trying to get these quick breaks. See if they can tire out the defensive back line. Sever unable to get it under control. Carroll outside of the foot with a high kick, and ball's going to roll out. We're going to gain a couple of feet. As stray ball on the field. Long throw in. Ball's got a little side spin on it. Hojic gets out in front of it. And now trying to clear it. Ball's just keeping bouncing around. Now back to Goritza inside the box. A dangerous play, but a good job getting the ball cleared. Goritza is able to retain possession, and the throw is going to go to Goritza. So probably looking for another long throw. That previous ball got a little bit dangerous, as anytime that you get everybody kicking at the ball at once down there, always in danger of a penalty issue. As Hojic gets in front of it, nice header. Rose is going to try and, boy, Rose takes a shoulder to the back and lands right on top of the ball. That's painful. Yeah, Rose, a little slow to get up, but going to get back up, move well. Good to see from the man up top for Tabor, as, again, we see the ball moving all the way across the back line down to Slachik. Slachik to Petkov, and Petkov just taps it around to Slachik. Slachik on the run. A nice job from Slachik as he's going to try and find some space. Oh, just misses the outside post. Boy, you saw the ball come way in. He got it back onto the left foot. He was going for the far post and just missed. Boy, really good job as Tabor continue to look dangerous. Teen, hey, do me a favor. At halftime, I need you to go measure that goal. I don't think that goal is regulation size. I think they put the small goals out this one, all right? So long ball forward and bounce around. Boy, Petkov takes a little bit of a kick to the shin, but stays up and moving. And now, boy, Rose battling a little bit of a miss hit. Petkov back with the ball. They're going to go down to Carroll. Hodges, but he goes inside to Tabor. Boy, a nice touch. Todorov, he's going to, tries to get around to Hodges, loses the ball. As, boy, they call a penalty here. The official on the far side said, get up. So a little bit of disagreement there, but a certain call. Boy, as that was Miha Zayan. Miha Zayan did a good job. Todorov just couldn't quite get that ball around to Carroll as they were trying to get the ball around to Carroll, flip it across. But Zayan gets in and does a good job. There's now a little bit of time on the ground here for Andrea Drio. Drio moving back to his position now, though, so we're going to have a free kick. And they're going to send the ball way downfield. And, boy, a lot of physicality on the balls in the air. We're seeing this game continue to get more and more physical. Sever does a good job trying to get around. Boy, they go into the back, and they're going to give a penalty kick. Boy, that's a penalty in a difficult situation as he just kind of stepped in front of Sever. Sever had a ton of momentum. And I believe that was Komita. Komita did a good job stepping in front of Sever, with Sever having all the momentum. So official makes a call that I would say most of the people sitting around me are not incredibly happy with. And another very dangerous position for a kick. So we're going to take this moment to change the angle of the camera just a little bit. Not exactly a one-man show. Teen, my man's doing a good job here, but bringing you a broadcast here for Tabor Sežana. Running this show is a one and a half man show. Teen's the one, I'm the half. Setting up, boy, certainly looks like Drio is taking a really hard look at this. Last time we saw Drio pull off and Ketek take the kick. As Ketek comes through and on the run, ball's going to be, boy, a deep ball, dangerous to Tim Matoush. And Matoush, though unable to get on top of the ball, goes high off of the netting behind the goal. And so they're quickly going to play out of the back. And Slachik tries to go long. Ball's going to get hit off of Lesiak in front of him. Ball's going to bounce out and near the police station across the road. So we get a new ball in. Slachik looking for an opportunity to throw in here. Ball's going to go to Petkov, right back to Slachik. And, boy, a tough ball lost. Lesiak right in the middle of it wins a difficult ball. Tries to go all the way to the far side. And Hodžić is going to make the decision, walls off the offense and allows the ball to roll out. Maybe this time give the Give Zeriali a little bit of time. You're seeing now, though, with Zeriali with the ball, higher on the press. So they're waiting. They're going to attack here. Stancic comes forward, pulls his man with him. A nice job, Stancic to Sever, and Sever's going to try and step through the pressure a little bit. Karun now retreats to grab the ball, sends it forward to Carroll. Carroll trying to flick it on to Hojic, and it looks like we're going to get a penalty. Got a whistle there. Everybody was starting to get upset. Then the official blew his whistle and said, hey, I'm on top of it, guys. And so now as Carroll working with Karun, pressure here right at the midfield stripe, though. Karun flicks it on. Todorov and Rose. Rose goes with the header, trying to win the second ball to himself. He does, as, boy, just kind of gets thrown to the ground, and a good job by Rose. That's the physicality Rose can bring. As trying to get around him, boy, just gets grabbed on the shoulders, throws him across. And so now Tabor with their first opportunity for a free kick into the box. Tabor with a lot of size. This is something that both of these teams have an excess of, is size. Gorica and Tabor. Usually either of these teams has a large advantage in size, but not when they're facing each other. So you got Carroll and Petkov standing over the ball. Boy, Petkov with 6 goals last year. Many of them from situations just like this. See if they're going to go for a goal or if they're going to go for a ball into the box, trying to get a ball off of a head right at about the 6-yard box and make it hard on everybody. Slotchik's going to be at the back. The big men, Caron and Nechev, are right in the middle of the pack. Rose trying to get a good run in as well. As ball coming across, ball goes in. Oh, and just misses. Boy, it looks like, so it's going to be a corner. So it looked like Nechev was able to get a little bit of a foot on it. And then I believe, was that Slotchik? I believe it was Slotchik coming to the far post. A defender just flicked it right above Slotchik's foot. Boy, I thought that was a goal for certain. And so now with a corner here, Petkov once again standing over the ball. Boy, really dangerous ball in from Petkov. He's done a good job on these set pieces. Once again, boy, a lot of battling down inside the box. Big men pushing back and forth. Ball goes towards the back post. Nechev came in a little bit before as Carroll trying to run it down. Carroll keeps it in, and at the very least forces Gorica to have to play a ball forward. Nice ball forward, though, but it's going to roll out. And so Hojic now is, the coaching staff waving Gorica forward, trying to get them down towards the end of the field here. Just about 7 minutes left in this half. Hojic with the throw. He's going to receive that ball back. He flicks it high in the air. Carroll trying to get around to win it, got walled off. Hojic sends the ball back towards Gorica. A couple of hops in the air, and shoulder to shoulder going to be throw in to Gorica. And I hope I can give you enough of an impression of the physicality going on in this game. I know sometimes online you don't necessarily see it because it's not as large right in front of you. Boy, this is a physical game. It's going to take a lot out of these two teams. Tabor has to turn around on Wednesday, has a cup game against a third division side, but boy, cup games in the middle of the week you never want to take for granted. As we're going to take a moment just to tie the shoes for Urosh. Coach Ratto giving some instructions over on the sideline right behind the ball. Throw comes forward. Carroll gets in front, flicks it on, but Hojic is going to be a little bit of a battle here as, boy, throw's going to go to Gorica. And the Gorica group down in the corner starting to get loud again. We haven't seen a lot from him hadn't heard a lot from him to this point. As Harry Holly goes up, Nechev does a good job getting ahead on it. As in front of him, I believe he was in front of Lesiak, so that's a couple of big men battling right there. Gets ahead on it, and Zeriali does a good job to be certain with the hands. Zeriali goes to the middle of the field, though, and Gorica is going to take the ball away. Boy, but a good job with pressure. Rose with a slide in. The ball goes forward. Oh, boy, Hojic misplays. Ball comes in. And, boy, good job by Karun just using the back of his foot. As Hojic was kind of backing up, trying to get to the ball, and went just over him as we're going to get a penalty. They were trying to see if they were going to play advantage, but they're going to call the penalty back. As Petkov and Karun going to stand. Well, it looks like Karun, he's just going to start off with Nechev. He's going to send it to Nechev. Slachik's down here near side. And boy, three-man game right in the middle. Does a good job getting the ball out of pressure. 3-on-2. And once again, there's the 3-on-2. Goritsa doing a really good job. And Goritsa here with just about 4 minutes left in this half, going to retreat all the way back to the keeper in the back line. And Todorov takes the ball away, or excuse me, that was Sever. Sever to Todorov. Todorov's going to send the ball over towards Stancic, and sliding, boy, gets a head on it as his feet came out from under, but able to get in there enough. Stancic trying to find some space, tries to go right foot, good defense on him. Boy, Stancic is going to get clipped. Oh, boy, and so Stancic's coming across, gets clipped, and a ball in a tough position here. As another good opportunity, probably for Petkov once again. This time the ball a little bit closer to midfield. As, well, Karun's actually setting up, so maybe Karun here. Is Karun setting up? They're going to wait for the whistle here. As not too many people here. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got Slachik and Karun. 4 people for Tabor mixing into the wall. Boy, they're going to go 4 strong on the wall. 4 of the biggest guys that Goritsa can put out there. As Karun sends the ball forward, right into the wall. He's going to do it once again, this time off the feet of the wall. Heads the ball forward, looking to get some space. As just bouncing around so many. Oh, boy, and the ball rolls away. And decisive action from Yurtsa as Yurtsa slides out to make the save. Boy, the ball bounced back and forth for a while. Was thinking maybe we'd get a ball squirting out of there and finding a post and bouncing in. At this point, that's kind of what you think may happen. All the impressive shots that Tabor have had is probably going to be one that just bounces off at 19 people and rolls in at about 4 kilometers per hour. Goritsa moving the ball around here at the top of the 18, though. So as quickly as Tabor were dangerous, now Goritsa looking dangerous. Deke sending the ball across and drops it back out. This time the ball's going to come in. Lots of guys in the box. Nechev does a really good job being physical as that ball goes to the outside of the post. Boy, Zariali goes and runs into the post. That wound up scaring me more than I think it should have. Boy, it's just taking a little bit of time here. 50 seconds left to go. And they're going to switch it up. So instead of playing it short, they're going to play it downfield and maybe take enough time here to see if they can just wrap this up with this kick. Sends it long, just trying to send it over everybody. Rose trying to get in position for the header as Goritsa going to win the second ball, but the third goes to Tabor. Boy, and taking a hard shot. That is tough. Boy, and he's not going to say anything as he's looking, and that is exactly the person who doesn't need to be doing that. Still on the ground is, boy, who is that that's still on the ground? Because I'm telling you, that was Leszek. Leszek already on a yellow. Slachik sends the ball in. Ball spins away. Still on the ground back here is Petkov, I believe. Boy, and Leszek is hoping that he doesn't turn around. Oh, my goodness. Because that would be 11 on 10 for the rest of the game. Leszek trying to keep his distance as much as he can. Boy, and Petkov is hurting. You can see how red his face is right now. It's what Sanchez is asking, right? He's saying there's no, I mean, he didn't even call a foul. Boy, Sanchez is about to get the yellow card where it should be, and now he's giving a stern talking to Leszek. Oh, boy. As I really hope you can just hear the response from my microphone. Sever trying to calm everybody down, saying, hey, we've got a couple of seconds left. Sever trying to be the veteran on the field at the moment. Is, boy, everybody very upset. No one, hey, Leszek needs to go and buy a lottery ticket today as he is on a lucky streak. Ball sent forward down to the box, and they're going to blow the halftime whistle as score goes all even, 0-0 at the half. Boy, and what a half it was. Tabor certainly felt like they were on the front foot for most of the first half. But Gorica certainly got a couple of their shots in. It's going to come down to the second half. Physical battle. It's been a great battle to this point as they're still having conversation with the official. And now Rado having a conversation, and the official just trying to move everybody inside. See if he can get out of what's happening here. Leszek better look as he goes. Look out as he moves on. Hey, we're going to go into halftime. We got a halftime show for you. Don't go away. You're going to get a chance to hear from some of the players. We're going to switch out batteries in the camera. Make sure we don't die on this side. Make sure you stay here for the interviews and be back. Do me a favor. Yell as loud as you can from wherever you are. I promise you we can hear you. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in about 15. Here with Dino Stanchitz, a forward here for Tabor, and not just a forward, but wearing the captain's armband this year. Dino, as a captain and as a local product, what does it mean to wear that captain's armband?
For sure, it means a lot to me because I grew up here in this city, in this club. So to be captain of this team, it means a lot, really. So I hope that we will do our best today to win this match. No?
Yeah. Okay, so you are the most prolific scorer in Tabor history in the first division. Now, wearing the captain's armband, you guys had a really great season last year, and you're making another push this year. What are some of the things you're trying to bring to the team as a local product, as a captain, as a leader on the field, and a top scorer for Tabor?
For sure, my task is to push the guys every training, every match, because yeah, we know every player and staff. They know that our goal is to promote, but to promote we have to push every day. So I am trying to push them as much as can as coach and that's all. But we will try to do this to be on the top, but have to go the game after the game and game by game, and then we will see at the end how we'll finish.
Wonderful. Dino Stanchitz, captain of Tabor, as tonight pushing against Gorica, a top matchup here. Good luck, Captain.
Thank you.
We are here with the man that you see in the net more often than not, Dennis Zeriali, as Dennis, an impressive streak so far of clean sheets. How is it as a keeper that you try to make sure that you guys continue that run with clean sheets?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy because every game can be challenging, but you know, it's not even the clean sheet. You have to keep easy for the other people, for the defenders. Try to play simple and just do your job. You know, it's not gonna be like all the game is gonna be clean sheet, but you know, the important is the win. Then you can do clean sheet, but the most important is winning the game. So
the 3 points more important than anything else that goes in the net.
Yeah,
so all right, so big game against Gorica. How are you preparing as a keeper and as a member of Tabor to get ready to hopefully come away with 3 points in not just a big game for the team, but also a big game for the city with the first game under the lights?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. We prepare like usual to train every day at 100%, and then the coach is very good at finding their weaknesses. So we do analysis. So we look at them how they play. So that's it.
Wonderful. All right, so Dennis looking to keep the net clean, but even if he doesn't, still going for 3 points. Good luck, Dennis.
Thank you.
Here with a face you certainly recognize in Mateusz Medic Slacic, as we've been working for 5 minutes to get that name right. But you had a great year last year. The team had a good year. You had a great year, and you were getting a lot of interest from a lot of clubs, and yet you chose to extend here at Tabor. Why did you make that decision?
Yes, I had a lot of interest from other clubs, but I saw the vision in Tabor. I saw what they were trying to do to get to first league, and I saw the goals, and I had good communication with the club. So I made my decision and stayed in the club.
Wonderful. So you talk about the goals. Obviously, a big goal is promotion. Last year, great year, fell a little bit short at the end. You had a good year. The team had a good year. Now you're a year older. The team has had a year to develop. They've improved the team. They've improved the surroundings.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you as a team and you as kind of a core player are trying to implement this year to get that push into the first division?
I think with new arrivals, we had some great talents come to the club. I think our chances for promotion are much higher now. We had a new pitch, a new artificial pitch. I think we upgraded on the environment and stuff. And I think there's a different mentality in the team. I think we are more hungry to win and to promote.
Yeah. So last question for you. The atmosphere for Gorica, obviously a big game just because of the quality of the two teams. It's going to be the first time under the lights here at Tabor in Sežana. What is that going to mean? What are you hoping to feel from the community as you guys come out for the very first time under the lights?
I hope that as much people come to the game to support us and to see the stadium at full potential and to get the win, and that's it.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so you've seen him running up and down the field. Hopefully going to see a whole lot more of that tonight against Gorica. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, the big man on the back line, Uroš Korun, is here joining us. So, Uroš, first question, why Tabor? Like, why did you choose Tabor?
It was pretty easy choice for me because President Davor called me, also coach, they put a lot of interest to bring me here. So with this will to bring me here, it was easy decision, and also the goals which we have also helped to come to Tabor.
So, you bring a wealth of experience and you have a lot of team that is growing around you. It's a very young team and developing team. What are some of the things that you bring in your leadership to try and help get this team to the next level?
Especially, like you said, it's leadership, trying to help young guys on the pitch, off the pitch, because, like you said, it's a lot of young players. I'm the oldest, of course, so I try to help them how to act on the pitch, off the pitch. But we have like common goal. We want to come to the first league. This is main thing. But sure, we are a new team. We basically collect ourselves 1 month ago. Pretty much a lot of new players. We will need some time to be like we want on the pitch. And yeah, I try to be a leader in the team with Dino to help the young guys and try to win as much games as possible.
All right, so last question for you. So tomorrow, first game under the lights. After you score the header in the 87th minute to win the game, what does the celebration look like?
Yeah, I like the sound of that, but celebration doesn't matter who will score. We just hope to win the game, to be as much people as they can with the lights, with the atmosphere. So we aim to win the game. Doesn't matter who scores. If I score, I will try to point on you. This is this celebration, so maybe this.
That's it. So new on the pitch, but bringing a lot of experience and a lot of excitement here at Tabor. So you recognizing the man up top Federico Rose is joining us today. Federico, so last year had a great season, really hot, and then had an injury that put you back a little bit before you were able to come back and look good when you came back. How has a shortened season last year kind of driven you for this year?
It's driven me to improve more physically and mentally on the field, deciding better when to conserve my energy and when to not. But it's really like helped me mature as a player because it made me value more the outside of the football things, like the food, nutrition, and stuff, like I would say stuff related to that.
Absolutely. So huge game coming up. Obviously, you know, Gorisa is a quality team, and it's a close close rivalry, but also going to have the lights for the first time in history. What do you feel about the excitement surrounding this game?
It's very exciting. I think the whole team's motivated because every time we've played them, it's always been a draw. I unfortunately last game I missed the first game. I missed the penalty. Second game I didn't play, but we drew. So finally we're trying to get the revenge of finally like beating them, and I think that's what everyone's looking for. And under the lights, it's gonna be my first time playing in professional football under the lights, and maybe for some others. So I think it'll be quite the experience, along with the fans. I think there'll be a lot of people showing up. So
absolutely,
one to value.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, big game coming up, big season for big time scorer Federico Rose. Returning from half as both teams on the field and looking ready to go. No changes for either team, it appears, as Tabor definitely not sure what you would change at this point. Everything has worked for him except that the ball just won't go into the back of the net, will it, team? It's coming, though. You got to have hope as, well, it's been a good, exciting first half, a physical first half. You're going to see if that continues here in the second half, and you wonder if at some point Gorica are going to consider possibly making a change with Lesiak has got one yellow already and came very close to getting a second. And you just wonder sometimes after you get a little bit of that grace, is that third chance going to get you in trouble? So see how things turn out here for the second half. Is now going to flip things around, going to get a different you get the same view but a different angle of the team. Tabor are going to be going from left to right on your screen, which is Tina and I were talking about. If you had joined us in the first half, I think that's good. I think they put the small goal out on the left side. It means we've got about 6 goals coming here on the right side. And we're going to get started off as Petkov off and running. And a long ball down to Stancic, but she's going to go out down at the corner. So a throw in here for Gorica. As both these teams going to try and get their footing underneath them. Boy, really good turn. Boy, how'd he find that space? Sever tries to stick a foot out to prevent him from getting too much momentum. Goes down, earns the foul. And Gorica going to take a free kick here from midfield. Not really setting up for much, so it looks like they're just going to send the ball forward, try and move it down the pitch a little bit. Backs off, moves forward, backs off again. As Karosec just goes short, a little bit back and forth, flips it down to that right side. And ball's going to be a throw. They go very quickly. Todorov to Petkov. Petkov steps back across. Boy, it's stepping in front as they're going to say it's clean from Jayan. Boy, and a good job from Jayan as Petkov trying to get off and running. The second time Petkov's gone down in a couple of minutes of just play time as he was, boy, nice job from Carroll. Using his body, Carroll steps across a couple of balls, trying to find some space. Hojic trying to be of help, but ball just an angle that gets away from him. And a throw into Gorica. But we were talking about, Petkov unfortunately went down hard at the end of the first. Spent a long time on the ground. Seems to be moving okay now, though. So good thing for Tabor, as Petkov is a major part of this Tabor defense and offense. Ball bounced around at midfield here. Stancic in the best position. He's going to turn around and come back the other direction. Now flips it around as the captain's armband comes flying off. And Sever now gets it, moves back to Karun. To Zeriali. And trying to come through the middle. Boy, dangerous ball. And taken away by Borussia. Now ball in the middle. And trying to slide, get the ball out is Sever. Sever does a good job to get the ball away from danger. Zeriali is going to move it down and come across. Hojic has to flip it to the middle with the heel. And Rose now on to Todorov. Todorov's going to try to move the ball forward. Here comes Hojic. Boy, he goes quick, though. Right off the top of the head, Stancic to Carroll. Carroll's going to try and get across. Rose at the back corner. Goes on the ground. Todorov with a 1 foot and just misses. Boy, what a great shot. Todorov goes to the far post. Boy, Yersa saw it the whole way, so I'm not sure if it would have been inside the post, but boy, that was close and exciting. Todorov, for the second time, gets things started off towards the goal from the top of the 18 with another dangerous shot. And Gorica just going to send this ball long. They've said this ball has been an hour half long enough. And they're going to send it as far as they can. Petkov setting up and coming in, Mateusz. But Petkov wins the header. Rose trying to win this physical battle. Back and forth. Gets a flick on to Todorov. Todorov with the left foot. Gets knocked back. And Stancic moves to the corner. Stancic trying to win this. Going to ground. Karosec. And Karosec is going to give up the throw. And Stancic all the way to Rose. And, boy, just over the top of the bar. As that was Slocic. Stancic dropped it back to Slocic. Slocic with that good left foot sends it into Rose. Rose just unable to get it enough onto the side of his head to send it into the net, but another good attack here for Tabor. Now they're going to play it out of the back, but going to pass it off to Karosec and let Karosec make the decision here. As Karosec going to go to the keeper. Rose comes in really fast, putting a hard press on. Going to make him get the ball out in a hurry, not let him really play too far out. As Karun to Petkov. Petkov is going to go too high in the air. Stancic goes up and ball off the head of Kitek, but now Slacic sends it way forward. Rose gets a foot out, but gets defeated. Ball sent way out. So trying to take advantage of the quick change was Tabor, but now we're back bouncing around at midfield. Todorov trying to run down the ball. You got Todorov and Carroll running at you. As Barutza did a good job with Todorov, but now Todorov in the mix once again. And Carroll wins the ball, running through the midfield. Where's he going to send it? As trying to come down. Boy, he's got a lot of space. Going high to the 18. He's looking for somebody. There's Stancic. Stancic at the top of the 18, sends the ball forward. It's ricocheted, and Rose is there. Rose gets rejected by the keeper. Boy, great job by the keeper. Rose has it once again. Todorov's going to send the ball forward. Flicks it on. Coming in is Slacic, and the ball's going to go off for a corner. Goes off the shoulder of Slacic, or I guess maybe the forehead or chest of Slacic, and then off of a defender. Oh, my goodness. As so dangerous. Boy, Rose really with there's not enough space to do a chip there. Really, he just had to go, and boy, a great job from Yursa, the keeper, to keep that ball out of the net. Continuing to be dangerous as Tabor, but we'd really like to see at least a one on the board here in a couple of moments. Petkov, there's a whole mass of people right at the penalty spot. They break. Petkov sends it in as, boy, nobody really able to get on. Karun sends a left-footed ball, kind of spins off the side of his foot. Petkov tries to send it in, gets away, and now it's Hodzic. Hodzic and Petkov trying to close down on Drio, but Drio's going to get way away. Now the defense is going to back off into a little bit defensive position. Mataush is coming into the box as well. Sends it across to the outside of the net. Boy, as he took that ball coast to coast with him and did a really good job giving the rest of the team a little bit of a reset after some dangerous Tabor offensive play. Boy, Drio, really a great job there, winning a couple of tough balls on some good defense. Boy, and now Nechev. Boy, I think I said Petkov. It was Nechev that was backing off on defense. Nechev combined with Hodzic. Stancic is going to back off. I think he might have thought he was in an offside position, but the ball's going to be a little too far anyway. Rose is going to come and make the keeper Yursa pick the ball up and rolls it out. Long ball sent down from the side. Mataush tries to win it. Ball's kicked out wide. And Drio once again is there to corral it. Ball coming across right at the top of the 18, and they're going to call a push. And they call a push on Slacic. And so this is going to be a dangerous ball right here. Starting to see Gorica starting to be a little bit more dangerous now. After 3 or 4 really great looking opportunities from Tabor. Now Gorica with a couple of pretty good shots. As you definitely had the run from Drio as a really good look for him. Ball into the side of the net, never really all that dangerous, but boy, just certainly changed a little bit of the momentum. Standing at the ball is Kitek, and going to see who's on the other side of Kitek here. Kitek, the right footer. Left footer is going to be on the other side of him. The wall getting set up, and here comes all of the size that Tabor can muster, and they can muster quite a bit with Slacic and Rose, Nechev, and Karun. So left footer and right footer. Certainly looks like the left footer on the far side is the one with a little bit more intent, as he certainly is. He's going to take a run up, kicks it low, ball off the feet of the wall as they jumped. He gets it back, though. He's going to set it up. So that was Drio that sent it to the wall, and now he's going to send another ball in. Mataush sends the ball right off the top of the post. Boy, looked like Sever was saying he was offsides, didn't get an offsides flag. But that was very dangerous. That's about as close as Goritsa has been. But, both these teams finding ways to get a lot of quality chances here early on in the second half. Probably some halftime adjustments are working out well. We're going to see who makes the quicker adjustment in mid-half, as both defenses starting to get stretched a little bit thin here. Boy, nice ball. Hojic sends a really good ball down to Carroll. They just got a toe on it to send it send it off the wall down below us. Quick throw in, and that ball, in trying to get the ball down the field, actually goes off the side of his foot. Probably bounces off the police building that's right across that street. Might wind up getting a ticket for assaulting the police office if that's the case. As the ball drops back to Karun. And now Nechev. He's going to send a long ball down. Boy, there's Carroll. Carroll's going to try to run underneath this ball. A good ball from Nechev. Carroll looking to sever as Hojic trying to get a ball running underneath. Carroll's now going to come across the 18. He's got a lot of space here. Can he find somebody? Boy, he has to back off again. Now goes to Stancic. Stancic trying to turn. Petkov through the middle. Boy, nice as Rose finds it in the feet and just goes right at Yursa. As he was trying to backheel it to Todorov. Boy, you saw some great footwork down there with Stancic and Todorov. Rose trying to go back to Todorov. Petkov got it all started off by getting a great ball in. And boy, it bounced off, fell back to the feet of Rose. Rose trying to clear the trash. Here comes Todorov trying to close down on Yursa. Yursa winds up kicking the ball a backspinner real high. Sever's going to win the first header, lose the second, and a nice back heel onto Mateusz. As coming out is Zeriali, but a dangerous ball. And they're going to go quickly here, trying to get Slotchik down the side. Slotchik running down the side. He's got a little bit of space. Stancic is going to be with him. Rose looking for the ball as well. They're going to reset back to Petkov and now come all the way back to Nechev. As Nechev and Karun, they're going to try just give themselves a little bit of a second and see as they can read where the defense is going, moving forward a bit by bit. Karun sends the ball down to Hojic. Hojic goes across, and there's Stancic. Boy, punched out. Oh, man, just over the head of Stancic and punched out by Yursa. Yursa being tested in this half for sure. Boy, Carroll in a physical battle and going to get a penalty now, or a foul, as they play it quickly. Put the ball down. Hojic is on the run. Stancic just out of the reach of that foot. Slotchik gets the ball back on the other side. He's going to try and get through to Petkov. Boy, very close. Stancic running through. Ball sent in and headed way out. Mateusz can try and hold this ball up for a little bit. Does a good job winning that. And now moving back the other direction is Goritsa. Goritsa to the far side. That's Komita running down and tries to flick it forward. Is that going to get out? No, it's not. Runs it down just inside the 18, retreats outside the 18 now. A nice ball into the middle as, boy, Zeriali with a great save back towards the middle of the goal. Boy, seeing some heavy breathing here. A lot of back and forth as the attack and the counter, both are starting to be successful. Seeing Slotchik and Nechev maybe showing a little signs of fatigue just right after the end of that. In great shape, obviously, but boy, when you're just doing sprints up and down the field, unless you're an F1 car, you're going to wind up feeling tired at some point. So give them, luckily, a little bit of a pause here. Gives them a second to catch their breath. Carroll trying to run from behind. Not going to get there. Boy, the ball is sent back out by Stancic. Rocket comes in, and Nechev gets a head on it as that ball is going to be kicked out. Lesiak trying to run it down, but couldn't. Boy, and so a dangerous run for Goritsa. And we're going to get a substitution here for Goritsa. And it's exactly what we were thinking. Lesiak is going to wind up coming off. And Lesiak, let's see who he's going to be replaced by. As we're going to wait for the board to go up. And the board goes up. Lesiak is going to come off. He's going to be replaced by number 28, Anye Polak. So Polak now steps into the game. He's going to be playing up top in that spot where Lesiak played. And let's be honest, Lesiak had a really good game despite a couple of kicks to the shins. But otherwise, was dangerous up front. So now Polak in, as you know, the game only going to continue to get more physical here with 30 minutes left to go. Boy, getting locked into a corner here as taken away. Gorica with the ball down in the corner, and just going to be a throw in. As Tabor looking to work out a few communication issues here. They're trying to talk through a couple of things, getting bound into the corner at that point. So the throw in comes just outside the 18. Stancic trying to run it down and create some difficulty getting the ball into the 18, flips it on. Good job, Petkov is in front. Petkov doing a good job staying in front of the ball. Ball sent in. Zeriali is there, though, his ball right on top of his spot. Zeriali comes out. He's going to stop at the 18. This time he just kind of takes a look. He's going to let Nechev run the ball forward. Nechev to Slacic. And Rose with a nice little flick on. He's got a hand on his jersey. He's trying to work through this, though. Oh, and a really good job. There's that Komita once again. Komita just flicks it over the head of maybe Slacic. Good job by Hodzic. Now Hodzic's going to go on the overlapping run. Carroll comes across. Sever out to Hodzic. Hodzic looking for a ball across. Sends a ball across. Rose as, boy, just off. Oh, my goodness. Was that Stancic? Stancic tried. Boy, it looked like the defender was going to get a head across the ball. I believe that was Prodanovic. Looked like he was going to get a head on the ball. He doesn't. And Stancic, the ball didn't bounce up high enough to get to his head. I think he just kind of ribbed it. I know that's not actually a thing, but it looked like he just kind of went off of his ribs trying to get it there. Boy, and so now Gorica more than happy to go with these long balls and going to get a foul on Slacic. Boy, is Slacic with the foul in another dangerous area. And a lot of conversation going on about what's happening down in the defensive half. As Karun doing a lot of talking here. Karun with a lot of experience trying to share that in these situations, these games against big teams like Gorica. This is where keeping your composure and not getting outside of some of the things that you do well and that you're coached to do become very important. So we're going to have a difficult ball in from a set piece, basically right on the touch line. Two-man wall is going to be Todorov and Petkov. Everybody else is inside the box. Run starts. Right-footed outswinger coming as just going to be cleared out by Petkov. Todorov's on the run, though. Todorov, he's got Carroll coming to join him. Boy, Carroll is flying. Carroll's getting in front of everybody. He's got to play it soon. Carroll going to get there. He's not. Boy, he had to play it soon because Carroll was running so quickly in front of everybody. Tries to get it through to him, and a great job from the defense. Didn't see who that was. Just wound up getting a toe on it, kicking it in the air. Boy, a really good job by Todorov. Continues to be at the center of the action as Karun's going to send the ball across for a throw now. And so it looks like Gorica starting to really work with just the long ball. Go the long ball, win the first and the second ball, and put Tabor in a difficult position as the fullbacks of Tabor getting way down the field and creating a lot of problems for Gorica on the offensive side, but starting to have a little bit of an issue defensively as well. It would be nice to see if Tabor could get a ball into the... As we're going to get a substitution for Tabor now. I believe we're going to see a brand new player here. So coming on for Todorov. Todorov with a great game. As, boy, at the middle of everything. And so really good game. He's going to come off and be very excited. I believe coming on is going to be Cuckoo Fernandez. Fernandez just joined the team as well. So we got a couple of guys that are brand new to the team. Haven't been around for more than about a week now. In Carroll and Cuckoo, but some really positive things going on. So Cuckoo's going to step in, scored a lot of goals in the second division to this point in his career, as maybe Cuckoo's just exactly the thing that is needed. Todorov with a ton of balls towards goal, ton of defensive, putting the defense into difficult situations. And now, boy, coming hard forward from the backfield is Gorica. They're going to send the ball in as Karun gets a forehead on it, sends it away. And now Rose trying to get with Cuckoo, but the ball's just kicked away at the last second by Prodanovic. Boy, Prodanovic always seems to be in the middle of big plays lately, especially. Stančić now looking as Sever with some space, and just a little bit of a miscommunication between Carroll and Sever. Carroll broke back to the inside. Sever was looking for the longer run down behind the defender. And so continuing to have those promising attacks, though. And to this point, boy, the offense of Tabor not looking very tired. Boy, as a dangerous, dangerous ball just off the fingertips of Zeriali. Boy, that was Luka Barutza. Barutza from the top of the 18 launched a ball. Zeriali gets a fingertip on it and just barely knocks it away, as starting to feel that momentum meter move back a little bit towards the blue side of things. Tabor needing to find one of these balls to get in the net and maybe take that back. Corner, as Barutza is going to be short. See if they're going to try to play a short corner for Barutza here. Cuckoo out next to him as short corner goes right back to him. He's going to be offsides, as, boy, they played so quick he wasn't able to get onside before the ball came back. And we're going to get a new ball, as I think a couple of the balls have come out. Boy, so they're trying to play the ball quickly, as Netchev's got to bring the ball back. They're going to try and get a press here. Everybody for Gorica is way up. Defense is just about 2 steps across from the midfield line. And so now Zeriali's going to come over, move everybody up. They're just going to get everybody out of the way. They're going to send this ball long. Boy, very long. Zeriali with a boot there. Slachik does a good job controlling with the chest. Brings it across. Stančić has somebody closing down from behind, and he's going to lose the ball. Boy, that was quick. And then there's Petkov. Petkov goes in, and now, boy, Barutza and Petkov are both down. One on a knee, one on a forehead maybe. They're both hurting. Slachik steps in front, and he's going to try and find a way to get around Komita and keep this ball in. Boy, nice job. Sever with a clever ball off the forehead back to him. Rose now tries to play a ball right between his feet, and Karosic steps in, or Karosic steps in front. Hojic wins the ball, and Karun with a clever flick. Hojic trying to run underneath it, and boy, it just gets bumped, and so the header goes a little bit long. Boy, it doesn't feel, it's only been about 6 minutes since I said there was 30 minutes left in the game. It feels like it's been about 45 minutes since I said that. This has become a increasingly tense game, as down on the field now. You know, you saw that with Petkov and Barutza. Boy, they both went. Looks like maybe knee to knee, as Petkov is trying to stretch out his calf, maybe his hamstring. Barutza kind of holding that knee as he's flexing that knee a little bit. So both men up and moving, and we're back on with a throw in here for Gorica. Boy, looking for an opportunity, tries to go long. Ball's going to spin to the side a little bit as Mateusz flicks it with the foot, but Karun gets it away. And now Stančić is trying to find, boy, hit right on the knee. That's bad. As, boy, he's really hurting, and that's a bad situation. Petkov, see, they're already going to get somebody up and moving for him, just in case. That's an ugly way to go down on the knee, especially coming down off of a jump like that. Holding the knee, hitting the ground. They're going to go ahead and call out the PT. As we've got a couple of gentlemen up and moving on the Tabor bench. Boy, Petkov has been so solid. They're going to pull out the cold spray. Looks like it might be, is it going to be on his ankle? So it looked like it might have been holding his knee. Thankfully not holding his knee, but on the ankle. So they've got the cold spray out on the ankle. See if they can numb that thing up a little bit and allow him to see if he can walk it off and move it off. As everybody's going to take this moment to get a little bit of water. Petkov up and moving. Boy, and he's got a heck of a limp, as it looks like they're going to go ahead and make the substitution. We've got, boy, it looks like we've got two gentlemen in from Tabor standing with substitution slips. So we may see 2 gentlemen here. And so that's going to be Chandic and Kreintz. So Chandic and Kreintz standing, giving their sheets to the official as they're pulling out the board. So Chandic is going to come in for Petkov, and Kreintz, we'll see if Kreintz is going to come in for, I'm not sure, maybe Carroll. They're going to hold off on the substitution. They're just going to send it back to Zeriali as some good sportsmanship shown. And we're back to play. So Tabor down to 10 men, but Karun's going to send the ball forward for Stancic and Rose. Rose, boy, almost got that second ball, but just passed him. Controlled well on the header off of the Gorica defense. And Hodzic steps in. Sever's going to win this ball. Sever gets it across, but a nice read from the Gorica defense once again. Boy, as Slacic's just going to kick that ball as far as he can out of play. And they're going to come quickly with the throw. Boy, a couple of good defensive plays by Jayan down near the Gorica box, reading some difficult balls. Hodzic with the header out, but boy, it falls right to the feet of Barutza. Barutza already had a couple of good shots here. He tries to get a ball across, but a lot of defenders in front of him. Stancic, boy, almost was able to play that ball on the run, but out in front, flicked the ball away from him, and Hodzic now goes to the far side, and that ball is going to bounce all the way to the Gorica coach. We're going to get a substitution stoppage now. So once again, we're going to get Jan Krantz, and Krantz is going to be coming on for Keenan Carroll. And Chandic is going to be coming on for Sever. So Petkov back on the field. So good to see Petkov back on the field. Sever has had a good game to this point, continuing to get his feet back under him. So Krantz and Sever, or excuse me, Krantz in for Sever. Chandic is going to be, Chandic should be in for Sever, excuse me. Krantz in for Carroll. So Leon Sever's going to step out, give way, as he's done really well in the middle. See if Chandic, boy, a collision with Cuckoo and Stancic, actually. Stancic goes down, but he's back up, moving very quickly. As ball sent to the middle of the field now. They're going to work down to the side. Boy, nice job from Petkov. Boy, Petkov, boy, a little bit of funky movement there. See if those feet get back under him soon. Hodzic with physical play, trying to. Boy, the ball's going to be a. Ball's going to be a penalty, and a penalty in a difficult spot. Be a short corner, basically. As physical player right down there. Hodzic trying to prevent, I believe that was Polak from getting the corner. Polak trying to get around the corner. And Hodzic had to go to ground. Boy, so a very short corner here. Mateusz right next to the keeper. Rose is going to kick that ball out, and it's going to stay in play. So Hodzic comes out and gets a foot around it. Ball comes back to Komita. Komita now sends the ball to the other side. Everybody moves to the far side of the field. Prodanovic now sends the ball all the way back. They're going to send it back to the keeper. Cuckoo running him down, but it's just going to be from one keeper to the next as Yersa sends the ball all the way to Zeriali. 72 minutes gone in this game. And slowly feeling Gorica moving towards the goal a little bit more. Going to be a penalty here, though. And so Slacic sets up and moves it to Petkov. Petkov to Chandic, and Chandic trying to get it. Boy, just tries to flick it back and flicks a difficult ball. They're going to lose the ball in a really difficult spot. Boy, tough play from Chandic. Kind of left Petkov out to dry. Now running through. There's Nechev. A good job from Nechev. Ball's going to go off of Komita, and it'll be a goal kick. Boy, but Chandic just trying to flick a ball back to Petkov. Got a little too much underneath it. An uncontrollable ball back to him. Try to keep the ball away from Petkov in tight spots right now. See if we can get that foot back underneath him. He's still not moving amazingly well. Nechev now trying to move the ball to Slacic, looking for some space here. The Gorica Defense down on this final third of the field for Gorica has been really good lately, putting pressure as Cuckoo now going to send the ball all the way across to Hodzic. Hodzic is going to control it and sends it down. He's got Krantz in front. He's going to go towards the middle to Rose as Rose off the chest comes down and across. A battle in. Krantz is going to take the ball. Krantz back to the outside. Boy, a nice move from Krantz as Krantz goes to the, goes for goal, just hits off the outside of the netting. Good job from Krantz. You see him dancing around. A lot of promise from the youngster. And a good job. See now is if Tabor can maybe hang on to a little bit of the momentum created there. It's been the issue for most of the second half is they get a really great advantage down on the far end, and then the ball comes back to the goal on the other side. See if this time they can win a second ball, keep it in front. As there goes Stancic. Stancic trying to get a run. Boy, you can see the jersey being pulled. Stancic battling now. Physical down there. He's going to pull up to Slocic. Slocic now takes a look in, sends the ball deep and too far. Boy, Slocic's a little too strong. Maybe expected that ball to curl back more as Krantz was running to the back post. But a really good second effort here. 15 minutes left in this game. And maybe this is the perfect time for Tabor to start finding a little bit of the momentum that they lost. You know, typically you see that. You see swings in the momentum, and you just wonder, is a player you bring on, is a moment in the game? You never know what it's going to be. Karun's going to send the ball back, and Mateusz is going to try to control it. Nechev out there in front. Nechev and Mateusz, boy, a physical battle with a couple of very large men. The ball's going to be out and a throw-in for Tabor. They're going to Nechev was ready to go quick. Nechev always ready to push forward. Gives it up to Slocic, though. Slocic's going to send it right back to him, and they're going to move the ball down this direction. Krantz trying to eye that line. He's got a good look at the line. He's going to move inside, goes for a run, and they're going to go outside to Hodzic. Hodzic has a little bit of space. Just needs to get past one defender. Krantz back to Hodzic. Hodzic, and Krantz goes down on the trip, and they're going to call a penalty. A foul, excuse me. And so a good job from Krantz. Petkov now comes back for a free kick. Boy, and they've looked dangerous on free kicks, at least the ones that we saw. We haven't seen a ton in the second half. First half, we saw a ton of them. They looked very dangerous. Petkov is very good. See here, everybody setting up inside on the 18, but inside the width of the posts. So they're going to be running straight in, try and put Yursa in a difficult situation. Rose gets beat out on the header and now off and running. Good job by Cuckoo to win the ball back. Gets a push from behind. And we're going to reset as Cuckoo started to take it quickly, but they're going to come back out. And Petkov is going to take it. Everybody moves back to the 18 once again. Krantz and Petkov. Krantz is just going to stand here for an outlet as Krantz and Hodzic are playing the deep men right now. Palak is the man in blue at the back. Petkov lines up, raises the arm. Everybody on the 18. See if they can get a second ball, a runner here. Petkov takes a slow couple of steps. Now sends it in. Karun on the back line. He's going to try and send it back. It's going to be offsides on Karun. I kind of saw that. It looked like the timing was just a little bit off. Well, they're moving the ball way up here. He was on the 18 when they called he started from the 18. So it's got to be a little bit further back. And Yursa, again, Gorica has just found success with sitting the ball long, trying to win the second ball and get it to the outside and let him run in. And there's that ball to the outside again. Flicked around. Chandic goes to ground, boy, and goes down. Ball's back and forth as Stancic trying to win a difficult ball against Pollock here. Pollock trying to find a little bit of help. Drops it back out. And ball sent in. There's Nechev. Good job by Nechev to get rid of the ball. Rose going to try to control it. And Chandic. Boy, really good pass across. Hodzic with really great defense. Rose to Stanches. Stanches can see everything in front of him. He's got Kreitz as the ball just a little bit too near to the defender. Boy, Kreitz trying to run down with it. As that's going to be a handball. As Barusa, a little bit off balance. A really good job from Hodzic. Just kind of keeping him off balance. Puts the arms up as he's falling forward. Karun goes to Slotchik. Slotchik's got a lot of room. See if they can get a ball across in a hurry. And cuts across, but help is there really quick. Now there's Slotchik. Ball hits off the back heel. And Slotchik sends the ball across. Danger. There's Rose. Is Rose going to be able to get a foot on it? Cannot. Kreitz can't get there. Hodzic sends the ball across. And that ball's going to go out. And, oh, boy, Hodzic is holding his – oh, ball's still in. Hodzic has a cramp. Boy, as soon as he let that ball go, he got a cramp. So I wonder maybe if he was getting that toe up, trying to bring the ball back to the post, cramps and left it out there. That's why that happened. As 10 minutes left to go in this game, you can see the physical toll that it's taken. A lot of fatigue, a lot of pain. Boy, but it's been a fantastic game to this point. Boy, Hojic's been running up, and Hodzic and Petkov have been up and down. Hojic's a little bit lame trying to move through here. And the throw comes into Rose. Rose with a bump in the back, and it's going to be a throw-in as ball bounces off of Rose and goes into touch. So now Goritza looking to get the ball out of their own end, and really a good situation for Tabor is Tabor have done a good job preventing Goritza to move the ball through the midfield, but they've done a good job of just moving it over the midfield. Chandic tries to flick it on to Rose, but just outside. And down the side, Polak into the middle. Polak tries to flick a ball down the side. Karun's going to send it way down the field. As the header to the outside, Slotchik has to pull off. Stanchik is going to follow from behind. And now Slotchik, boy, a good play from Slotchik. As Slotchik just kind of has to pull back a little bit. Now come to the inside of the field. And he's going to drop it back and try to work through the midfield here. Boy, Karun was starting to move into the middle, being followed very quickly. Oh, a really nice move back underneath. Barusa unable to hold on to it. Rose sticks the foot up, trying to control it. Ball gets away from him just a little bit. Chandic tries to win a ball. Barusa continues to fight in the middle, wins that ball. Komita now sends the ball wide. Boy, and out there is Drilo. Drilo back into the middle. And now Goritza trying to get on the front foot. Boy, Rose trying to play defense, gets a piece of it. Now the ball's got to get slid across. Rose the only one on the press, though. And he's, boy, hurting in the back line. They're going to continue with the attack, though. Coming in from the outside, going to try to get a ball in from the outside. Ball comes across, and a nice job from Nechev. Nechev is there to send the ball out. Going to be a throw-in, and we're going to get a substitution as Hodzic is going to be replaced. Is going to be replaced by Mihail Brishki. So Brishki comes in, a really good job from Hodzic. Hodzic was solid. Brishki's going to step up, try and finish off this game and see if he can finish what Hodzic started. Boy, Hodzic with all the running. Petkov and Hodzic up and down the sidelines. They've been dangerous. We just haven't seen anything come from it yet. Hodzic coming out probably because of that cramp. Don't want to have him get a second one, and at this point in the season, you certainly don't want to have a pulled or strained calf and have to deal with that the rest of the year. Those pulls and strains, it's hard to get those things completely healthy when you just can't stay off of them because you're trying to get back for a game. So a throw in. So Drillio. And a ball across. Boy. And looking for a second ball here. Let go. Chandic just gets rid of it to Rose. Rose sticks a foot out, and he's in a battle. Boy, Karosec has done a great job against Rose. That's been a physical battle as Karosec is just closing down. Kreitz trying to close down. Kreitz in the battle. Here comes Brishki as Brishki walls off. Chandic back out to Kreitz. Kreitz tries to get to the middle to Cuckoo, but stepping in front is Ketek. And now Cuckoo, they're going to get a penalty to Tabor, as Cuckoo did a good job getting his body in front and just got pulled down by the jersey. Just reached out and grabbed it, as that was Polak that reached out and grabbed it. Now Mateusz, excuse me. Corone forward to Brishke. Brishke goes up, a physical ball, and that ball sent out, almost makes it up into the stands. No souvenirs today for anybody, as it's going to be a throw-in. But a throw-in that's going to wind up going to Gorica. 85th minute, 84 minutes down. There's Barusa. Barusa's been dangerous in this half. He's going to move the ball all the way across. Stancic trying to run it down. Stancic has been a man on a mission tonight, just running all over the field. Tabor seeing if they can manage another couple of minutes of energy, see if they can put one in the net, as that ball goes headed, off of, a dangerous-looking ball to the far post. You saw Zeriali take a couple of really hard steps. At first, I didn't think it was too big of an issue, and then Zeriali took off running towards it, and I got a little bit nervous. But a ball off the head of Drillo. Cuckoo to Petkov. Petkov up to Slotchik. Oh, boy, there's all kinds of room here now. Slotchik's going to come back inside. He's got people in the box. Sends it across. Rose is up. Rose goes up and over the bar. Oh, man. Boy, how many times have we seen Rose put that in the net? Goes up and over. Oh, that was dangerous. That was looking like it was the play. And we'll reset now. After we get the blood pressure up and going, we're going to bring it back down. And they're going to send a long ball again. Tabor has to keep their focus here, though. This is where Gorica have been dangerous, getting a ball way down the field, winning the second ball. That ball is going to go all the way out, though. Boy, trying to get it over towards the bench area. Gets around it. Now Tabor with the ball back. Throw in comes to Rose. Rose flicks it on, but sent back. Petkov. Boy, Petkov gets caught on the back heel as the foul comes in. And Petkov now with a throw. So he didn't say he got caught on the back heel, so the ball went out on Gorica. Okay. Cuckoo to Slotchik. Slotchik running across. Slotchik trying to be dangerous. Boy, gets to the outside. He's got some space. Sends the ball, and it bounces. Boy, bounces off of the defender, right back off of Slotchik. Boy, that was unfortunate. He sent a rocket across. Petkov. Oh, Petkov's going to get a foul called on him. As let's say it this way, team. I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and if I fell down every time she pushed me as hard as Petkov just pushed him, I'd get a lot of fouls too, buddy. I told you guys, I'm wearing red and black tonight. So ball sent long down the side. Petkov wins it. Now Chandic sends it forward. Rose, boy, trying to get a ball around to Krantz and Cuckoo. Krantz now in a pretty good position. Misjudged by the defender, and ball's bouncing around. Is there going to be anybody there? Oh, we're going to call offsides, as that was starting to look dangerous. Now, a little bit of a conversation here between Rose and Korosec, and boy, they've been up next to each other all evening long. I'm sure the frustration's starting to build as Rose like, hey, wait a second. 2 minutes remaining in this game. Boy, this has been a fantastic game from a football standpoint. Physicality injury starting to take their toll. We're going to send it way forward. Mateusz gets up, gets ahead on it. And now trying to send it forward. Doing a good job. And once again, sends it out. Chandic is going to play it forward. Cuckoo's got some space. Cuckoo's one-on-one with the keeper. Cuckoo scores. Cuckoo goes to the left side. What a great shot, one-on-one. Rose sends the ball across, and Cuckoo with the shot. They take a 1-0 lead in the 89th minute. What an incredible shot as Cuckoo immediately makes an impact. Absolutely unbelievable. Boy, I hope you guys turn down your volume because I'm just yelling.
Boy, Cuckoo comes in with an instant impact in the 89th minute, a one-on-one. Defeats the keeper, shows to the left, shows to the right, comes back across to the left as Yurtsev makes the dive to the wrong direction. What a showing for Cuckoo. Absolutely amazing. And we finally see Tabor break through after all of the chances. You just have to keep sending the ball back. And so now you've got Karan as the veteran trying to rearrange his defense and get them situated once again. Boys, I get to do something I've been waiting to do the whole time. Tabor goes up 1-0. Boy, and Kreitz with a quick ball off of his chest. Stepping in front. Tabor trying to get back behind the ball now as Goritsa's got to push forward in a hurry. Kreitz, oh boy, Kreitz is coming with the foul just on this side of the midfield stripe. And they're going to go very quickly here as P-Tech, should be Keytech. Keytech, they're going to send the ball down towards the keeper, so Zeriali's got to be ready here. Karun trying to organize the defense. They're going to send it in. Rose gets a great header on it. Kreitz is just going to send the ball forward, tries to get out to Cuckoo. Ball off the head, unfortunately, Prodanovic, and the ball's going to get sent in again. Petkov sends the ball straight in the air. We're into stoppage time now as 90 minutes is gone. Petkov with the ball off the knee. Ball just bouncing around. Chandic is going to take a hit to the back and wins the foul. What a great job. You saw Chandic. He looks over his shoulder as the attacker is coming in, steps in front, gets the shoulder to the back. Is now getting a little bit of chanting back towards the Goritsa bench, or the Goritsa fans area. As I'm going to have to ask Teen exactly what they're saying when we're off air, I'm sure. They're yelling the time as Zeriali whistle forward in stoppage time now. Ball comes back out across, sent high in the air by Slachik. And we had a couple of injuries, so there may be a couple of minutes added on here as that ball's going to be a throw in to Tabor. And Rose going to take a nice slow walk over to the ball. And here comes Slachik. Slachik coming to make the throw in. Slachik coming from somewhere in Italy, as he's going to take his night. Not actually like where he's from, but he was talking about how long it's going to take him. So I got to explain to my man Teen. Teen speaks better English than me, but my Texas idioms are getting to him. As again another throw in for Tabor. And Tabor more than happy to just play the game right down here in the corner. As they go to Rose. Rose going to try and retain the ball on the corner. Rose battling. Boy, on the floor. Here comes Slachik. Boy, Slachik wins the ball across. Kreitz trying to run the ball down, but now it comes out to the left side. Karun's going to be there. Karun is going to head it over here to Brishki. And Brishki's got to get it across quickly. Cuckoo steps in front. Hey, Cuckoo with the ball bouncing around at the feet. And now Stancic looking for Brishki. Brishki wins the ball in front, trying to get the ball to Kreitz. Hey, wins the ball on the ground. And they're going to call a penalty on Goritsa, it looks like. Penalty on Goritsa. So there we go, as Kreitz going to give way to Brishki and see if maybe Karan even steps up and takes this. They're going to send everybody towards the ball. They're going to play it quick. Rose is going to go to the corner, and so now she's going to play the corner game here. Takes a shot to the back as Polak trying to work against Rose. Rose doing a good job. There's that physicality from Rose, and the ball's going to be out for a corner. So Rose with a great job. Setting it up, and they're going to play, I bet they play the short game once again. He's just going to flick it right to Rose. Rose going to be physical again. Now Kreitz to Rose. And that's the game. There's 3 whistles. Tabor take the victory. Cuckoo in his debut. We talked about how many goals he's scored in the second division. He keeps it up already. What an incredible job from Tabor. They were dangerous all game long. And even though Goritza started to make the push from time to time, Tabor come out on top under the lights. First time in the history of Sežana they got to play a game under the lights, and a big win with a springboard for Tabor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kyle Shipp. It has been my absolute pleasure to be with you for this incredible game. Hey, make sure that you follow Tabor, be a fan, and be interactive. Hey,